it's really starting to look like we not in a recalibration. It's starting to look like we in a rebuild. Because at this point, we just got rid of our starting left tackle. We got rid of our tight end. And we got rid of Nick Gates. And of course, there are reasons why we got rid of those three people. But we got rid of, our left tackle because of, he had a surgery coming up. And it's a nice, huge surgery. I would consider a big surgery. It takes a few weeks to get back. But I don't think we have time to wait. And, of course, it's a nice off season. Season don't start up until, like, late August. But the thing is, I think it's time to rebuild our O-line. Because, as you can see, last season, we had 60-something sacks, against Sam Howell. And it's time to rebrand it. And, it's really time to get new people. But I felt like it was too early in the season, in the off season, to really get rid of him. I felt like that's something you do when you have somebody to put there. But at this moment, we don't have anybody that was as good as, I would say, Charles Leno. Charles Leno, he had 800 snaps, my bad. But out of those 800 snaps, he only, some would say, this is bad. But to me, being on the Commanders, he only had 3 sacks he allowed. And that's not bad. But at the same time, it's not the best. But I wouldn't say it's the worst. But it's decent for what we had and how many sacks was given up by the whole O-line. So, and I think there were some holes in Charles Leno's play. But I know it was because of the surgery and the fact that he had a huge hole in our salary cap. And of course we were, in the top 3 of, having enough money in the salary cap to, have a great year this season, a great off season. But, Adam Peters, him coming in, he's trying to figure out what he can do better, where he can improve, and where we can make room. And, Adam Peters even said that we're not looking to get anybody in a free agency, or really not looking to use or spend as much money. But from what we just did, I think we might be picking from the free agency. We might be in that free agency pool before the draft, because that's a huge risk right there. Other teams have done the same thing, like the Cowboys, for example. They got rid of Tyron Smith. And Tyron Smith had a great season last season. He only had 800 snaps, but in those 800 snaps, he only gave up 1 sack. And that was phenomenal. And he's 33. Charles Leno is 32. But, Charles Leno is going into surgery, and, it's just time to move on. This would have been his 10th year. And in 10 years, and for a 7th round pick who made it to the Pro Bowl with the Bears before he got transferred over to us, I think that's beautiful. I think we got the most we could have out of him. I'm going to put it that way. And I can understand, they said he was the 4th highest paid person on our team. So I can see why we cut him, and we want to save as much as possible, even though, we already had enough. But you want to move in the right direction, and I understand that. And even though it kind of hurts because he was a huge pillar in the community, and you can see that, and so many people have spoke up about it, and that's the name of the game, bro. You go to these different teams, and you sometimes build relationships where you don't want to leave. And that's what happened. And, I can tell that he is upset, I'm sure. Who wouldn't be? But, on Twitter, he's taking it well. Him and his wife have been posting up stuff, just basically showing that, they're gonna move on and it's gonna be okay. And she posted up something saying that he's gonna be a stay-at-home dad. That was funny, but you gotta poke light into situations like this, but because it hurts, and these are real people, at the end of the day, and you build real relationship, real bonds with people that you have to be around for a long time. And sometimes, some people, it be some jobs where you want to just get up out of there. No matter how long you've been there, you just want to go. Like, I could have just got here, and I'm just not blending with the people that I'm working with, and you want to go. I mean, it's obvious. It's a lot of people. But then it's those places where you go and you want to stay forever. And you want to always be there with those people, those set of people, because you bond with those people and because you have something that you enjoy. But who knows? I don't know who may pick him up. He may have a stellar year next year. If he decides to come back, I'm not sure. But man, he's going to definitely be missed. And he's been decent with us. His best year, I would say, was 2021. I would say that was his best year. But besides that, it's time for us to really move on. And that's one of those things where it's just like he's got enough money. And you never can have enough money, but still, my man been making bank, so I can put it that way. But with so much work we need done, I can tell that we're going to be picking from free agency no matter what Adam Peters say. I mean, he might be straying us from what actually is going to happen, but I feel like we may be dibbling and dabbling. And also, we got our eyes set on some people in the draft and OT for offensive tackle position. But, I think we may be going second pick because I keep seeing the mock drafts and I'm seeing that, first we have quarterback and then next maybe offensive tackle. We know that at this point it's becoming a necessity. I feel like it's becoming a first round draft pick at this point because, man, we really ain't got nobody there. And Sam Cosmi had a great season last season, but he wasn't left tackle, and I believe it's right guard. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's a huge difference when you get to that left tackle position, and as much as people want certain people to be there, it's a difficult job because you're going against the best, and of course sometimes those defensive players might switch to other sides, but majority of the time they're at that left tackle position, and that left tackle position really weigh a toll on you. So hopefully we can find somebody, but I think for the most part we used Charles Leno up, and we really got the best out that we could out of him. And then we also got rid of Logan Thomas. I'm gonna be honest, it was time for Logan Thomas to leave. I was ready for Cole Turner and John Bates to really show what they can do, and that's one pick that I'm not too scared of. Like, those two being there, and Curtis Hodges, hopefully coming back from injury, and really just showing that he can still do it. I'm feeling good about them being there, with Logan Thomas being gone. Logan Thomas, he really been taking a beating. I can tell you that. He been really taking a beating over these last few years. And I don't know what it is, but I always feel like somebody on defense is really trying to take out the tight end. And I felt like every game, Logan Thomas took the worst out of each game that he played in. But besides him, I'm not really feeling too bad about the tight end position. But the center position, we definitely had to make a change. He gave up 5 sacks, and he didn't even make it to 1,000 snaps. So that's a huge problem. And imagine, I think he had like 500 snaps, Nick Gates. And just imagine if he did have 1,000 snaps. He had 500. So he gave up 5 sacks and 500 snaps. Imagine if he made it to 1,000. He probably would have gave up 10. So it was something that needed to change, and I'm glad we got rid of him. But, bro, we have so many holes. It's crazy. So I'm not sure where we pulling from, but we might really need to, buckle down. And at this point, it's starting to look like we might need to move back in the draft and get that pick up. And, just get a later pick and get an extra pick as well with it. So a later first round pick and an extra pick. But, man, from what we just did, it seems like we might need to keep Sam Howell and, see what we can do with him and really make a change for him. Because that's what we all thought was going to happen this season. We all thought that we was going to get somebody in the first round that was on the O-line, and then, probably even get somebody else with our second pick from the O-line. But, man, it's really, with all these 3 great quarterbacks coming out of the draft, some people don't feel like they are great, but to me, they're great. You get what you get. But for the most part, I feel like with these great quarterbacks and then the fact that we have a second-round draft pick, who knows when we're going to get here again? Who knows when we're going to be in the same position? With that being said, I feel like we should get a quarterback. But now that we just got rid of our most decent left tackle, man, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But and then if you compare Nick Gates to someone like Jason Kelce, and you compare the fact that Jason Kelce only gave up 1 sack, and he had 1,000 snaps. That shows you how important that position is and how great we needed our center to be, So it shows why we needed to get rid of him as well. But man, that's those are 2 positions those are 3 positions, no, 2. Tight end position I ain't worried about, but the center and the left tackle position is one of those positions that we really need to lock in on. But it seems like we're gonna get somebody in the second round. It seems like we're looking towards Oklahoma, but the guy from Oklahoma. But who knows where we're gonna get, because we are not the Texans from last year. We don't have 2 first-round draft picks. We have 1, and we got to try to make that count. So, man, I'm excited for what's going to happen. I can't be mad because of these are some changes that we needed to happen. We needed to do. And I'm glad that Adam Peters sees it, and he's allowing us to maximize on as much money as we possibly can to make the best moves possible. And with all that being said, I feel like Cameron Curl is going to get paid. It's only a matter of time, and we know they're in the talks of making that happen. It's just a matter of time, and Cameron Curl getting what he wants. So, man, I'm looking forward to this season, and I'm gonna come back and talk to y'all about Logan Thomas, man. I think he has also been a great asset to have in the community, and also just in the tight end position. When he's been there, but I just felt like it's time to move on. And man, Logan Thomas and Charles Leno have really been doing a great job, man. And to get all of this out of a 7th-round pick from Logan Thomas is just remarkable. I mean, what more can you say, man? He made it to the Pro Bowl, and as a 7th-round pick, that's a blessing. So, man, I wish him all the best. And I'm out.